Warning: motorsport is a dangerous activity. The events you're about to see were filmed in a controlled environment under the supervision of professionals. Do not attempt to recreate or reenact anything you see on this show.
Welcome back to Offroad Addiction. We're here at Ahipara.
We are.
I'm Paul Hand.
I'm Caleb Thompson.
We're going that way.
We're going to go get stuck.
Going good.
We've all been hanging out for another camping trip, and Ahipara has always been on our list to go check out.
It was about a 4.5 hour drive on the way up, and we've just arrived. So yeah, basically we're just following our nose. We've just come through the edge of Shipwreck Bay, and we've just come to the end of it, and there's a bit of a section where you can drive through. So what we're doing is just following our nose nice and gently. It's quite a cool spot. Bit of rock crawling, which is not the most comfortable when you got all the air in your tyres still. Do you want to air down, or do you want to carry on and air down when we get to the sand?
Oh, nose around a little bit more, bro. We may have time to burn just around the corner if we're not happy with it, but yeah, we can air down a bit. It's quite rough, eh?
Yeah, certainly feeling the bumps, that's for sure. What a spot. This is exactly why we're getting our vehicles and we come and bring them out to play. It's just stunning. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is good. High tide was at 1, so we're on an outgoing tide, so we've got all afternoon to play, find a good camp spot. Hopefully we get a pretty wicked sunset. Mischief wants a good sunset, so we better find her one, otherwise she'll get upset at us. It's just such an amazing spot coming north. We've just got acres and acres and acres of space. We're actually heading towards the historic gun fields. We're going to go have a play in some of the dunes there and see where we end up. Might have a crack at the Gunfields track maybe. Nah, that's it. I've decided. This is a whole lot of fun. So basically I'm going to put some parabolic leaf springs in the rear. We're going to 3-link the front and put a 6BT in it. We're going to go rock crawling, competition style, call it a comp truck.
No, you're sold, mate. We'll air down on this beach, eh?
Yeah mate, looks like plenty of escape routes, straight up.
I would like to see you try and climb that.
Well, I don't really like walking that much, so probably not a good chance of me doing that.
So from what we've experienced, there's a lot of coffee rock, not sharp rock so far, and sand's quite hard. So what's worked well for me before is 22 pound, not so soft that they deform over everything, so I'm not going to impact punch or anything, but they air down enough that if I come across something that's a little bit soft or sticky, hopefully I will drive out and won't have to call on Caleb. So all this does, if no one's ever seen one of these before, is screws onto the valve and literally unscrew the valve stem like so, or like so, and it's me just seeing how
Right, so when I air down, my sort of go-to pressure is about 20 pounds. The truck's a little bit lighter than Paul's, so I don't need to keep that little bit extra in. Generally, if you're running tubeless and no bead locks, you don't want to go any lower than sort of 18, 16 in a pinch. I find 20 is pretty good for traction and keeping the tyre on the bead. But like if you were to get in a bind and you really needed to get yourself out, you could lower your pressures down to say 10, 8 pounds if you really had to. Now as you can see, we're down at 19.5 pounds, close enough to 20, it doesn't really matter. You can see it's bulged a little bit at the bottom here, and that's what we want to do when getting on the sand. We want the widest footprint possible. Now, bonus to these tyres, they are already 12.5 inches wide, which is cool. I like the wider tyres in the mud, on the road, and in the sand. I just generally like the wider tyres. They seem to hug everything we do a little bit nicer. So with that out of the way, I'm going to carry on airing down on my very slow technology because I couldn't find my Schrader valve tool. And we're going to carry on down the beach. Looking forward to it. Basically this trip is just about following our nose and seeing what we come across. We actually don't know what we're in for. We've just decided on a location and thought we'll come out and camp for the night and see what we encounter. We left the Polarises at home, unfortunately, but the shiny should be a bit of fun. So enough of us talking, we're going to go hit the dunes.
That way. So you're saying just keep following our nose around the coast there, Caleb?
Yeah, you literally just follow your way around the coast and then it just opens up into dunes. I imagine quite like what Potu does.
Yep, we'll see what it is.
Definitely worth the drive though, what an awesome spot.
I have a feeling we haven't seen nothing yet though.
Yeah, I have a feeling you might be right.
Off-Road Addiction TV is brought to you by Maxxis New Zealand, Force 4, Polaris New Zealand, and REDARC Electronics. As we made our way around the coast, the dunes started to open up, revealing all sorts of fun play areas. As planned, we went to check out the Gumfields track to see if we could tackle them in the shinies.
Alright, we've got a bit of a hill climb here. I've seen people in the past actually not make it. Saying that, mid wheelbase, short wheelbase, something like that. I've got a rear locker, obviously factory fitted with the Patrol. It's quite smooth going, soft sand, but at the top it is very, very rutted. I'm wheels on the guards, full articulation, and lifting wheels. Good. For a fairly standard old bus, obviously a 3-inch lift helps get those wheels on the ground. But I'm just going to nose around here and see if we can get Caleb up.
Right, here we go. Moment of truth for this Ahipara. No lockers, obviously I have to drive it a little bit harder than I'd like to, but such is life. No dice so far. That was quite a nasty grab actually. Not much braking going on here. We'll see if we can go from here.
You're pretty good though. Otherwise if you want, this one you'll walk up.
I'll give it one more crack.
More crack, mildly faster.
Yeah. Now, Paul reckons I'll get this. Now there's two big nasty holes in front of me.
2 hands on the wheel, 10 and 2. Get it, mate. Me and Dad agree, if you got the fast track, you'll fly up it.
Yeah, and I'll give the other one a nudge. I was just didn't have much brakes going backwards. I was going to see if I had drive from there, but it's too late.
You got no wheels on the ground there, bro? Watch it, bro.
Yeah, so unfortunately, as you guys saw, didn't make it. I'm a little bit gutted, to be honest. I wanted to see if we get out the top. We did it pretty good. We got pretty far. It was literally this much more, and I would have driven out the top. So I'm just reversing down, and we'll take the middle line. So anyways, we'll give it a nudge on this other track, and we'll see where we get to. After finally making it to the top of the gumfields, we took in the absolutely stunning view and had a look around for potential campsites. One possibility was heading down the hill on the other side back towards the beach to see what was further down the coast. Way down to the beach is over here.
Okay.
Back on the sand and then drive around this peninsula further, I think, into the Hurricane Harbour. Giving those plastic sliders another good workout. Be careful of that coming down. Take it hard to the right, otherwise you will get yourselves. As I headed down the hill towards the beach, I figured I'd go for a bit of a wander down the coast to see if I could find somewhere worthwhile to camp for the night. And just like that, we're on the hard pack. Excellent, I like this. Now I'm just going for a look down the beach, just trying to find a track. It's starting to get to sunset, and so we kind of want to set up camp at the back of the dune somewhere so that we're not getting hit with the wind coming straight off the ocean. So I'm just seeing if there's a track up here, and if there is, we might go check it out and see what's going on. If there isn't, then it's cool, we'll just go back, climb up that hill. Meanwhile, Paul was making his way down the hill after me, making it look like a piece of cake. He'll hang around at the bottom of the hill while I check out further down the beach to see if it's worth trying to continue on to find a campsite. It may end up being a bit too late in the day to be exploring further. It's starting to sound more like beer o'clock to me. So there is a track here, but it looks like it kind of goes up and over this hill quite steep, so maybe we back up and camp somewhere at the top of the gumfields there.
Okie dokie.
Right, good as gold, we're off the rocky stuff for now. Back to where Paul is and see if we can get back up that hill. So it looks like we're heading back the way we came, to hide out behind the dunes to camp for the night. Hopefully it will keep us nice and sheltered from the wind. We've just got to head back up the hill we just came down. This could get interesting. Well, Paul got up there after a couple of attempts. How hard could it be? Well, let's see how well this Navara gets on. We're going to get back up where it came down. Not quite what I wanted to do. Oops, kind of went off my line a little bit there.
Easy, bro.
Easy. Well, we made it to camp. We found a decent spot, thankfully, after a bit of driving around. It's not too windy, which is cool. We kind of tucked away behind the dunes a little bit. And flash dinner, we've got some old-fashioned beef sausages and some hash browns. And I believe Paul's making pasta because he's just kind of a
Gourmet.
wannabe chef like that. Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to get up and go for a bit of an explore. We might end up going out through, or in through the Hirakino Harbour and climbing up through the top and going out that way and going to play a bit north. Or we might head back the way we came and head north. Not sure yet, we'll make that call in the morning after we've packed up. See what the weather's doing. It's supposed to be alright till about lunchtime. But no, it's good.
Off-Road Addiction TV is brought to you by Factor 55, Motomuck, Big Brown Industries, and Trail Gear.
Morning everyone, made it through the night, and what a different day it is today. 7 o'clock in the morning and we've just had our first patch of rain, so the rain's certainly a lot earlier than we expected. It wasn't supposed to be here till about lunchtime, so such is life. At least it's going to make the sand nice and compact for driving on. We're just going to make a plan for which way we're going this morning, and then we're going to head out after we've had our bacon and hash browns for breakfast.
With the rain really setting in, we figured it was perfect weather to do some bucket seat sledding.
Oh yeah!
And now it's time to get a move on and see what fun tracks we can find in the dunes on the way back to Shipwrecks Bay.
So we've found this like quite open play area. We just popped off the beach quickly and just checking it out, and it's sort of taken us way up into the dunes, which is quite cool. So Paul's just nosed his way over there in front of me behind the camera, and he's backing up, so I might hang it down this way and see where we get to. Whee! Whoops, bit of a jump there. Goes to nothing as far as I can tell.
Alright, maybe head back down the beach then.
Yeah, works for me. See if we can get out some steep stuff. So we're just going to have a nudge at this sandhill climb. Now the technique with sand is momentum generally carries you through. You don't want to be spinning wheels, because when you start spinning wheels then you start digging and going down and getting stuck. That's not what we want. So sometimes you just have to hit things with a little bit of pace, and once you do, you're good as gold. We'll just swing around and get a bit of a run up at it. Obviously we've got all our weight in the boot, so springs aren't overly happy, but such is life. Nice. Here we go. Whoops, might have hit it a little bit too hard. Got a bit of guard rub going on, but we made it.
After a bit of exploring in the dunes, it was time to head back off the beach to see where else we could explore before heading back home. There's some absolutely beautiful scenery to be seen on the rugged west coast, and we love coming up here. We hope to be able to come up here more often to explore more of the far north and all the crazy adventures it has to offer. Coming up on the next episode, we continue exploring tracks in the far north and head to the Takahui Saddle again. With a bit of rain on the track, it's bound to keep things interesting.
Welcome back to Offroad Addiction. This is Ahipara. We're
Ahipara.
Offroad Addiction. Welcome back to Offroad Addiction. I'm Paul Hand.
I'm Caleb Thompson.
This is Ahipara, and we're going that way.
What you meant to say was this is Ahipara?
Ahipara.
Mate, there's a whole gander of horses.
Mate, it's a murder of horses.
Well, it could be a flock, or you know, something. Uh-oh!